chaos, no grip, no feel. Pete shouting orders, Sam still checked out. It's a miracle, anything gets it out. Backfire, it's all a mess. Broadcast the circus, can't second guess. Wobbly kneecap stumbles in the haze. Nobody knows who's steering this craze. Backfire, it's all a mess. Broadcast the circus, can't second guess. Wobbly kneecap stumbles in the haze. Nobody knows who's steering this craze.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Watkins Glen International, the legendary Glen, where every apex, every chicane, and every straight demands absolute precision. Here for the SimAbility V8 Cup. I'm here with my co-commentator and also my lovely cameraman, Sam Using, and we are thrilled to bring you tonight's high-stake octane action for the V8s. Sam, welcome.
Good evening, Wobbly. Good evening, everybody.
Well, so Sam, this season of SimAbility V8 is proving to be one of the toughest one yet. We only had two rounds already, one race weekend, and it's been absolutely tearing it up. We saw good overtakes, we saw a lot of action, a lot of crashes as well. We had plenty to talk about, and with Tyler being the cameraman, it was good to see that he managed to get it through. So, Watkins Glen, it will test every driver, its composure, and it rewards patience with the throttle. Tyler is this time around is driving it because he did the Bathurst 1000 with you, Sam, and you get to discuss that you were going to do the camera. So talk us through the Bathurst, mate.
Oh yeah, Bathurst was great. I'm gonna reload the paint because for some reason Tyler doesn't have any paint, but I know I downloaded the paint pack. Yeah, Bathurst was great fun. I know you had the race this week in the TCRs, and that went a bit sideways for some people, but no, Bathurst was great. We had a lot of fun. I know lots of people actually racing here. There we go. There's the delivery. It's beautiful. A lot of people here did participate in Bathurst. We were in split 2, and some guy in the league were in split 1, and they had some good result and some good fun. So that's great to see all the cars back again on track for the V8ESC SimAbility Cup. It's gonna be interesting around Watkins sprint and feature race or usual format. and I'm trying to find my things because I don't have anything on screen. So I'm
So
gonna
yeah,
just-
well, I'll let you find your thing. So it's a usual format this week. So we have a sprint race and we have a feature race. Starting with the sprint race, 20 minutes of just pure madness, trying to get the car around the track as you possibly quickly can. Looking forward to that one. Absolutely amazing to do. I know a couple of people are not really into Watkins Glen in general. For example, I know Stephen Walker, who's now driving under the BSTV flag, absolutely despises this track, but he found the car so enjoyable to drive that he put away and put aside his taste against this track just to keep on driving. So I think it's going to be an absolute blast, especially when a guy like him comes up to speed.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's definitely a track where you either like it or don't. I do like it. I think it does provide some good racing, and it's actually the track where I had my only win in V8, so it's all a special place. Um, racing the blue version, so the wrong one. I'm gonna show a track map. So it does provide a little bit more of racing opportunities than the cup layout. It's a bit less flat out all over the place, but it's good. People will have to be careful in some corners, and I'm trying to find my words, but that's the lack of whiskey that's talking, by the way. Um, also, we've got a kind of new version of Watkins Glen. In the past, you used to be able to abuse the track limits. It's not the case anymore, at least in turn 1. I don't know about the turn we just passed. And maybe you have more insight about that because you race way more than I do. But yeah, it's gonna make for an interesting race, I think, and we always had interesting racing around Watkins.
Yeah, so to go through the track limits, especially turn 1, as you already rightfully mentioned, that changed a while back. I think it's about a year or two ago when they updated the track. And all the other off tracks are basically the same as they were. Say, as in the corner which you just mentioned at the back, I think it's the boot where you were at. That one doesn't really have any track limits, and I think the only one you really have to be wary about is either the first corner or the entry of the chicane where you bump over it. And if you do that too hard and too quickly, you end up a little bit to the right, and there's a track limit there if you go over the other curb. So I don't think that's going to be a real big issue, at least not during the sprint race. You might see some drive-off shames in the feature race where people keep hitting that off track in turn 1.
Interesting insight. Yeah, we're gonna see in race 2 if there's gonna be any driver flame. I suppose it's easy to pick off tracks and, well, is it off tracks or slow downs? Because that makes a big difference regarding driver flame.
Yeah, so I'm talking about the off tracks, but yeah, there's definitely a slowdown as well on the chicane, but also on turn 1. The mark of the slowdown is basically if you keep your wheels on the curbstones, then you're fine. But if you go over the curbstones, by all 4 of them, at the end there, the curb gets a little bit narrower, and if you go over that, then you're screwed basically, because then you're hitting the off track. It's that patch of the what's it called again? Concrete. If you miss that and you're out of all 4 wheels are out of it, then you get a slowdown. And the slowdown is actually pretty servable, as at least in the TCRs it was, where you could just lift off heading towards the chicane, and you would lose about half a second instead of the 1.5 seconds it gives you.
Right, I'm just gonna switch to the waiting screen for just a minute or two while qualifying is going on, because I probably have some issues with the number of the car on track. Jeez, I'm gonna be able to say it. So we'll be back in just a minute.
Hey, so welcome back. After small technical difficulties Sam had on his end, he fixed them now, so we should probably be good to go. Any thoughts on predicting who is gonna be who's gonna win the win? Well, is gonna get the pole position, Sam.
I want to go with Eric. I don't know if he feels fast, and he was top of the session in the practice, so maybe an easy choice. But I'm gonna pick Eric. What about you?
So I'm quite surprised to see Michael Harley-Davidson on track. Alcine being as quick as he currently is. Simon Trendle is out and about, but hasn't set a proper lap time, not a clean lap time yet. So I'm curious to see where he's gonna be able to put his car in. He's one of those drivers you can never rule out. But also really good to see, and I think that has nothing to do with the pole position currently, I think. But although he did just pop up a couple of positions, and that's Tony Klusterman, who is now rejoining us, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, afterwards, but I think the track is about 80 kilometers from his house or something. It's quite near to Mosport, which I know he lives close to, which is nearby. And I think this one is on the other side of the lake, which is in between or something. But I could be completely off here and wrong.
I've got no clue. But
Well,
you might
I think
be right or wrong.
I think we mentioned this before. But, okay, so well, so my guess is that Simon will put in a blast of a lap and will snatch the pole again. But for his championship, with Kenzie Newnoff who's not driving today, it might be like a really good one for him if he is able to capitalize on the absence of him.
Trying to show you the driver standings, but I did reset
No worries,
because it doesn't see that the issue is from my iRacing settings, but apparently from SDK. Would have known. There you go.
So, standings currently, we'll go through a couple of them. So currently leading the championship is Simon Trendle. Right behind him with quite a large gap already, 40 points, or 50 points, is Chris Shaw. But I think that who mentioned this in the chat, one of the drivers said it previously, that they were really, I think Jamie said this, that he was really impressed with Chris Shaw because he usually doesn't drive this car. It just turned up and he was quite anonymous during the race. But even driving anonymously, he's still now currently standing on the second position. Right behind him is Rob Woodhouse. A little bit further back is Fit Salomon, and Kenzie's only fifth. But Kenzie did run out of fuel, and then Ivan Bauman and a couple of other guys decided that they needed to murder him on the straight. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't.
That was 2 weeks ago, so that was a long time
That's
ago.
the whiskey.
Sorry.
Just skimming through the top 18 cars we had already. There's one car, one guy that is lower than I would expect, and that is, again, we mentioned him before, that's Stephen Walker. I do think that when he gets up to pace, he's at least a top 7 race driver. So yeah, we have that. Sam, are you able to bring up the team standings for us?
No, I don't have that. I do remember, thanks to Ivan's comment, I remember now what happened at the end of the race. Yeah, that was crazy. But I don't have the team standings now.
Well, I have them anyway. So currently team standings top 3, Team Chimera with 323 points, NQR 1, which is Anthony Woodward, Bram Dubois, and Rob Woodhouse at 263, and Elkin Tech and HR, which is Daniel Solo, Eric Blitz, and Harley Davidson on 238. We are approaching the end of qualifying, and we see that currently still the quickest time is set by Harley Davidson, which is 1:49.844, which is quite quick. Wait, if I compare this to TCRs, we do about 2.2, 2.3s around here. So that's about 12 seconds quicker. So it's blasting quick. The car is, there's so much straights here as well that it really works in the favor of the flying, low flying V8s.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out why the standings jump off and on and off.
No worries, man.
I did not hear a word about what you said because I was focused
doesn't
on my
matter.
thing. My bad.
So
But I
it
can't
doesn't
figure
really
what
matter.
happened.
I'll keep yapping my ass off. So no worries about that. We are currently following. I think this is Eric Platt.
That's
I can't-
Steven Walker. He doesn't have a paint apparently. Yeah.
Oh,
shame
so
on him.
Steven forgot to upload the paint, so we have to fix that. Well, okay. So there's 2 minutes left for qualifying. There's a couple of cars who just started a lap, and they are able to finish this. But if you're on a lap and the timer ticks over and you did not cross the finish line, the lap doesn't count because iRacing again does not allow it to set up that way. So we're going through the chicane right here, bumping over the curbs, getting a good exit, sticking the right-hand side of the car on the curb to get the car to turn a little bit better. He's a little bit wide on this corner, but he somehow snatches it back all the way on to the left-hand side. Watch out that you don't get the off-track. On the right-hand side here, there's a duck hole, so a pothole. You start braking there, you move into the left. This off-camber, this camber is with you here, but it wants to push you out. You're on the straight, moving towards the 200 mark. You start braking in up the hill, and again, there's camber on the inside here. Get the nose of the car up there and try to hit that right front wheel right in there, a little bit of a ditch, which is on the right-hand side. Heading to the back of this straight. You start moving to the right, and there's a large runoff area on the left, which you can use if you want to. And do we see it happen? There's a lot of turning there, and I think the wheels started sliding up, moving around the 180-degree hairpin almost, as the car is moving and touching and flying. It does not want to listen, and the tire seems to be at the end of it. Going through this one as well, and again, you see the cameras everywhere. Don't move too far right because you want to set up this last corner. He has 9 seconds left. Is he able to finish this lap and maybe even snatch the pole position if he can? It's 1, it's 2, and I think it registered. That's a lovely lap there.
Oh
man.
man, that was close to the end. I don't know why my standing after jumping all over the place. I do have all the car displayed on iRacing, so it's not that. So I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, no, wow. I mean, well, we have a little bit of a technical difficulty here, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Are you able to get the
Now,
standings?
apparently I'm still not an admin of the session. Pete, I need to share that Pete for that. It doesn't really matter for race 1 because you always have 2 minutes, but it's gonna be.
I am.
for race 2.
I think I'm admin in the session. I'll check.
Okay.
I am. So yeah. So we'll make it work from my end. So we are about to grid, so let's get through the grid. So Michael Harley-Davidson, snatch pole position, really good lap from him. Right behind him, Eric Blix, second. Chris Shaw, third. And behind him, David Burns on fourth position. Rounding up the top 5 is Simon Trender for Team Camera and Bram Dubois right behind him. Spinson Skillback is 7th, and Rob Woodhouse on his right is 8th. Then we got 9th, Daniel Solo, and at the end of the top 10, our beloved Tony Klusterman. 11th is Greg Carr, and Tyler Newitt on 12th. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Sorry. So 13th is Stephen Walker, 14th is Fitz Salomon, and Woodworth 15th, Jamie Wilson 16th, Stacey Boyd is 17th, Rob Fan 18th, we got 19th for Jeff Saunders, and Ivan Baumans is at the back of the grid and 20th position. So the timer is still ticking. We have 20 seconds left. A couple of cars are still waiting to grid and probably waiting till the last moment. So the tires are as hot as they possibly can be, because standing on the grid will cool the tires down. It's a 20-minute sprint race. It's not gonna be able to. We're not gonna be able to win it in the first corner. But we'll hope for some action and not too much drama. So the lights are turning on. It's 5 red lights, and then it starts to go to green. And we go green here. A really good start from the second car, which is Chris Shaw. Eric Blix had a little bit of wheel spin. Barney is still waving his arm out. We go 4 wide all the way to back. We're hurtling through past the first corner. And Michael defended it against Eric side by side. I see Tyre, still number 77, trying to attack on Greg Carr and going up the hill. Oh, that is so dangerous by passing them there. I think it's Jamie Wilson and Ann Woodward were in a little bit of a scuffle. I remember, help me remember what pizza. Kartoffel, I don't know. Kartoffel. Heading for the chicane. It's always very dangerous in the first corner. And they're going side by side already. This is Vincent Skilbeck trying to get past Brandon Barr, who held him off lovely. But you can see there's a little bit of a concertina effect due to that. And Vincent is now almost getting bump drafted. And I think that is Daniel Solo trying to get past him. He's trying to get him offline, and it's a defending line there from Vincent. And a little bit further back, we see Greg Carr right behind Tyler Newitt. Also had a pretty good start. His one position gained already. So all the way at the back, Rob Fan. I think we missed that because he lost a couple of positions. He definitely was not on 20th when we started. Ivan Bauman's also won 3 places. Going at the back of the circuit, and a little bit of action here, side by side action. Maybe Ivan on the left hand side. What a defending move there by Stephen Walker. I think that we got through quite cleanly. I think we missed Rob Fan having an incident though.
Well, I see Vit crashed, so I'm gonna switch to that and see what happened with Vit.
So this is 3 wide. Oh, you got a slight tap there from an NQR car, and I think that that is what happened to Rob.
As well.
Yep. So Rob was an unfortunate passenger, collateral damage. That's how you call it. The whole field, well, almost the whole field, till 16s, they're all within about 7 seconds of each other. And the biggest gap I can spot right now is 5 tenths from the car in front. If this is going to be the standard, and if this is going to be how the race is going to develop, then we are going to see a really, really good one. And it's going to be tight and it's going to be twisty.
And 2 teammates fighting at the front, and they did drop Chris Shaw a little bit on the first lap, but he's catching back up now after the start of the race. 1 lap down already, or 1.5 now. Simon is up to 4th position, so he gained 1 spot. David Burns lost 1. And the biggest mover for now is Hank Woodward and Ivan Banman's equal measure.
So Rob did enter the pit and now came out and got his quick repair in, and is gonna finish the race. So he's not gonna play any part of the remainder of this 20 minutes, but it's still good to see that he went out and is still driving around. Just get a feel for the car, maybe try something different, try a different line, and reset your mind for the feature race.
Yeah, exactly. There's still a feature race to go, and if you finish the race, just do the score points. Even if you fall 20th, you're gonna score point for the championship. So, although they all have to drop around for the whole season, you never know what can happen in the future.
Definitely true. I saw Michael Harley-Davidson coming out of the corner, and he was a little bit rowdy there. His backhand trying to step out, and I feel that Eric Blitz has a quicker race pace than Michael has, and maybe Chris Shaw could capitalize on them if they are gonna do some blue-on-blue action, if you know what I mean.
Wow, that could be interesting. We're gonna keep an eye on that. And I'm trying to find where the battle is. It's just in front of Vincent with Bram and David. Heading to the chicane. Is Bram close enough? I don't think so. So he's gonna follow through. You also got Babu Downs just behind Fitzgill, like all making their way through the chicane.
It's quite hard to outbrake someone towards that chicane, because even if you're on the outside line, you're able to defend it. So this pack all behind Vincent Skilbeck, who seems to be the core of the bottle. He's holding up 4 guys. Going to late slight hints of a move for Bob Woodhouse, but his nose was not far along his rear axle of Vincent, so he had to bail out of it. But looking at from Vincent's perspective in the mirror, that is Cole Brown right there.
It was a proper Cole Brown. I think a bit too wide on entry, as you said. It's easy to lose the spot there, but even if he enters wide, he can still get some speed on the exit of the corner and power through. Wasn't the case this time, obviously he stayed ahead, but it's still an option for you. At least for that turn, you've got the camber almost all the way to the outside of the corner, so that's actually 2 lines you can take if you want to try to overtake or defend the position.
Yeah, definitely 2 lines right there, and even thinking that the outside line when in a battle is probably quicker because you get such a slingshot on that small straight towards the next corner. So currently still Harley Davidson on top with Eric Blitz second, and Chris Shaw right behind them, who's 4/10 behind Eric Blitz, but he seemed to be braking a little bit better towards that chicane, but the exit of Eric really gave him a slight advantage again. Back to the fight for Vincent. We have all the way back to Tyler Newitt, which is 11th position, and maybe a little bit of Ed Woodward there as well, who's on 12. Now I'll start looking at the timing sheet, and then basically this is the fight till 16th. So it's Vincent Skillback holding up about 7 or 8 cars. A little bit of dodgy connection there from Vincent, but it's good to see that even from the other side of the pond, we're still able to race with each other. So one thing we didn't address last time, Sam, and it was out of a pure lack of professionalism. But we have to mention our sponsor, SimAbility, and they have been with us for a very long time. And SimAbility obviously has a really powerful mission, making sim racing accessible for everyone. Even though there's even if you have a handicap or you are struggling with something, they will try to find a solution for you, maybe a better modification for Fanatec or Trustmaster, or whatever you can find. We are happy that they tagged along with us for this season again, and if you haven't already, definitely check out what they do for all the less fortunate sim racers out there.
Yeah, they're actually doing a great job with all compatibilities for all the devices, and they seem to have been around for a long time. I know Glenn probably mentioned that in one of the interviews we did a few seasons ago, but you know my memory, I don't remember that stuff. But I've seen the name SimAbility around since I started sim racing on iRacing in 2016. So it's been at least that long.
So, looking at this fight, this is Stacey Boyd trying to give Jamie Wilson a hard time, and I love that people give Jamie a hard time because he never gives me an easy pass. So I love it when he gets shuffled back like this. A really good move on the inside. Now you can see that slingshot I was talking about. Jamie had a little bit of wheel spin there, but you can see that he now has like a slight kilometer or 2 out on the exit. But Stacey Boyd is still there. Jamie's still wide. They gave each other room, and this is respectful racing. That Jamie still has the nose next to him. Maybe he's able to break. Stacey cooked it a little bit, and now Jamie is coming back at him, but he's sliding up the tires, and Stephen Walker is just sitting there and hoping that he's not gonna die.
Yeah, that was quite an interesting battle side by side for all that long. It's a good thing with Watkins because the track is wide enough to let you do that, and that's fun. And yeah, that I don't know why some people don't like the Watkins, because that provides some great racing, and I'm sure they're having fun, and I would have fun if I was racing as well. So yeah, it's nice. Oh, stays wide.
Stacey a little bit wide, Jamie a little bit squirrely. Maybe Steven can capitalize on this. This is Jamie sticking his nose in, but this is also very good from Stacey Boyd, recognizing that Jamie was there. And now this is going to be super tight. This is a bump waiting to happen. And this is Steven committing murder. Free. Oh, that's a strike. No, I'm kidding. So it was bound to happen. I think that Jamie had the burst end of the stick there, slightly lost the gap which was there, and Stacy closed it. Maybe just misjudging how far Jamie was along, and Steven was just a passenger there. I think there was no way for him to avoid it.
Yeah, that was quite a hard pass to try to make, and once you're on the outside, you're a bit of a passenger, and yeah, he just crushed the wall, and then I think get hit from behind by Steven, which none of Steven's fault, obviously. There's not much he can do when you're at that speed. He got an overrun, and yeah, Jamie just clipped the wall, and then he got
that's bad. That's really unfortunate.
I think that was that wasn't Chubb. That was I think it was Ivan. Yeah, that was Ivan that got
collected.
Caught into that.
Yeah, it's a bit of bad luck there. I think Jamie just slightly misjudged how close the barrier was. I first thought that Stacy closed him, but it looked like Jamie tapped the wall by itself, lost speed due to that, and there was no way for Steven to react, which caused the cars to get in a tumble and collect all of each other. So back to the front after that little bit of drama we had there. But Steven got, side note, Steven got through quite cleanly, I think, because he's still driving around. Stacy reset the car, which I totally understand because it completely broke down. So anyway, back to the front. We see Harley Davidson, Eric Blitz, Chris Shaw, Simon Trendle. You can throw a blanket over them and they will still be here after 20 minutes of racing, of 11 minutes of racing. They're going through the chicane right now. You see the cars bumping up, going left and right, and it's so important to that the cars stabilize before you hit the throttle again in these cars. I'm really curious to see if they're able to do something, or it's just going to be the train that we're looking at right now. This is still Vincent Skillback holding Bob Woodhouse off a very late defending move there, recognizing that he was going to get ascended to the left-hand side, but decided to close the door with one move on the defense zone, which is lovely. Good defense there by Vincent.
Yeah, pretty good job. I think he still lost the position to Bram Bois in the recent future. I think we missed that, obviously, with all the things that were happening, or maybe I'm completely wrong. But I seem to remember he was ahead of everybody in that queue.
You're absolutely right. Bram Dubois got past him, and it must have happened when we were looking at the incident between Jamie and Steven and Stacey Boyd and Ivan, who got collected. But it doesn't seem that Bram has that much more of a pace advantage currently, because even after passing, they are still really close to each other.
Yeah, the thing is, how much did he cook his tire in trying to pass? That's the real question. Because if you manage to completely cook them, now he's in big trouble, and he doesn't have this draft the straights. So that also makes a lot of difference, because you do need it on this track.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at the current positioning of the top four, I got an underbelly feeling, a gut feeling, that Eric is not really gonna pull off a move unless it's so obviously that Michael's making a mistake or something. Since it's a really good result for the team, for them, if they can finish in this order.
It's definitely a good result for the team, and if they're actually playing the team's championship, that is probably the best move they can pull.
Oh, well, that being said, it looked like he was going to send it.
That's interesting. Yeah, the thing is, he needs to stay away from Chris Shaw, and Chris is creeping up on him slightly after each lap. Yeah, I say that, but now he's pretty close now. So yeah, they needs to solve themselves. I don't know if Michael has the race pace. But
if they're gonna keep fighting like this, they're gonna cause trouble for themselves. As I said earlier in the race, when Chris Shaw is braking, he's braking so much more aggressively than them. It seems to really get a feel for that. But let's not forget that Simon Trendle is also straight right behind them. But I think that Michael is quick enough in certain sections that he can keep them off. But it looks like in the middle section that he is losing some time towards compared to the others. But he has a really good run every time coming on this hill. The gap previously up it was 2/10 when they came up here, and now it's 2/10 again, and now the clipstream is kicking in. But it's so hard to overtake and get a move done, hurtling towards this chicane.
It's really hard, but I know Simon is pretty good with the tires, and that's probably, you know, one of the things he can do maybe better than the other guys. I don't know how long Michael and Eric have been racing the V8. If they're brand new, I'm gonna ban them because that's too good a result for you guys. Well, I can say the same for Chris, but anyway, that might be also some wing angle that doesn't help me in the straight, but to help Jamie Simon. Jeez, so sorry Simon, I completely insulted you there. Although I still love Jamie, but anyway, pace-wise, wing angle is gonna somewhat impact you. Although these cars do have way less aero than we have in previous gens of V8s, but it still can make a difference, especially in this race. So it might be a nice question to ask if Simon finishes on one of the podiums.
Definitely, if you write that down in our notebook, which we don't use, that would be great.
Yeah. What about I put it in the chat on YouTube?
Oh. yeah, we'll do that. So, battle for 9th position. Daniel Solo leading this back right in front of Greg Carr and Tyler Newitt. And when we see that the battle box also gives Hand Woodward and Tony Klusterman still a chance for this, but I think they're a little bit too far back. With also taking a look at the clock, is now counting over to 17 minutes, which means that it's going to be 2 or maybe 3 laps. Two laps. So I think that those two are too far away to regain these positions unless mistakes are going to be made. And at the front, I see Eric Blix is 7/1000 of a tenth behind Michael. He's getting so close on these straights, jumping over that curb, trying to get a good exit, and Timon Trendo almost pushing Chris Shaw right behind them as well. It's been an absolute blast for these 4, and they seem to be on another level compared to the other cars currently driving around, and they are so close on pace. And oh, that's super wide there for Chris, and instantly Simon is capitalizing on that small mistake. Now he is trying to go towards those other 2.
Yeah, nice one. Just putting the pressure, and Chris made a mistake.
Just the slightest of misjudgment calls on where to brake, how hard to brake, and probably just trying to avoid locking up the fronts, and decided to keep him rolling with the negative advantage of that being getting overtaken by Simon. Which means that currently Simon gained 2 positions, and our biggest mover is Geoff Sanders with 4 positions compared to where he started.
Barney should wave the white flag. We didn't see it, but most likely the case. 1 minute 50 to do the lap, and there's only 1 minute 15 when we cross the line.
So if you haven't already and you are rewatching the stream, or you may be even looking at it live, if you haven't, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Obviously, it helps us massively with the algorithm to get more race drivers in. Oh, small touch there from Bob Woodhouse on going uphill there with Vincent. The cars were going left and right, and that was, well, we spoke about Code Brown, but this was Code Diarrhea. Almost the same thing happened there as with Jamie and Stacey Boyd.
That was almost the grass there.
Meanwhile, Eric is still putting pressure on his teammate and trying to get a good exit, and he's so close. He looked very stable coming out of the corner. Michael didn't, but I don't think that he's able to send it that hard on the inside of this corner, which is a right-hander coming up. maybe Simon is pushing. He is still trying to get there. Oh, it's a little bit of a wave with the booty towards the camera.
Yeah, that's what nice with these cars, that you said you don't have with the TCRs. That power slide is just insane. It does look so good, especially when it's done like that.
Stu Michael came in first. Really good result for him under pressure from Eric Blitz and third Simon Trendle. All the other cars driving as well. I don't think we had any overtakes in the last lap. If I look at the scoreboard or the scoring sheet, I think it was quite a clean race. We had a little bit of drama in the middle, but still a really fun race to watch. And definitely the Glen currently delivered, and let's hope that it will for the feature race as well.
Definitely a great race. Two battle packs to start with, and then the second one got split up, and that led us with 3 battle packs through the race. That was great fun. I don't know how Michael feels about having his teammate right on his bumper through the whole race. I don't know if Eric was really pushing him or not, but the position is gonna be reversed for the next race, reverse grid. Noting that Greg Carr did get 10th position, so he's gonna start on pole for the feature race, and Daniel Solo alongside him on the front row.
It's always exciting to see that there's somebody for the types of Greg Carr who usually has a mid-pace pack. Maybe he's even quick enough to stay out and do something different with the strategy of forcing other cars like a Simon to pit earlier. So going through the finishing order, Michael Harley-Davidson, he came in first with us under pressure for whole the race from his teammate Eric Blitz, but he proceeded to just drive without making a mistake. Eric Blitz obviously now second, and Simon Trendo got past Chris Shaw in one of the last laps where Chris Shaw misjudged his brake marker or maybe had a slight lock up, but he stayed out of the wall. So Chris Shaw coming in fourth, David Burns fifth, Bram Dubois was able to pass Vincent Skillback. We have been watching that fight for quite a while as well, who was seventh, eighth Bob Woodhouse, Daniel Solo was ninth, Greg Carr for the reverse pole came in 10th, Tyler Newitt on 11th, and 12th was Ann Woodward. Tony Klusterman 13th, Stephen Walker 14th. Job Sanders came in as 15th, Fit Salomon 16th, and Jimmy Wilson, who had an incident with Stacey Boyd, ended up on the 17th position. Rob Fenn, who also was involved in an incident without him making a mistake in the first corner, just a passenger there, and came in 18th after repairing his car. Ivan Baumann was 19th, and Stacey Boyd decided to call it a day for the first race after getting his car smashed up in an incident. Wow, that was a good race. It was a good watch. Everybody was so close. It was tight, and I think that one of the most graceful things we can have in the BSTV leagues is that usually 99% of the time people leave the space and leave room for respectful racing, where I've driven other leagues, and I've driven loads of officials all over in all these years, and that is one of the, compared to other leagues, that's one of the things we've done right, but that honor mostly lies in all the drivers that are actually sticking around and respecting each other.
Most definitely, I think you got it right. and that's what we started to create from the start. We have rough times, like every other communities, but it seems well established now, and even the new guys entering either this league or the TCR league do understand what it means and what it's like to race in BSTV. Not too serious, but still serious enough to have good racing and clean racing.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned Simon being good on tires, so let's talk a little bit about the tire management. It's completely different, obviously, than the sprint race where you just go for it, and if the tires at the end of the last 2 laps are not there anymore, it's just hanging on, surviving. If you think about someone who's good on tires, and we already said Simon, who are the first 2 or 3 drivers in this league that pop up in your head?
Well, I would say Simon, definitely, as you said. Tyre is pretty good with tires as well, although recent experience in battles shows that I'm better than him. Yes, I did say that on a broadcast. I wasn't faster, but better tires. Otherwise, honestly, I don't know. We only had 1 season with the Gen 3 cars. This is only the 2nd season we use these type of cars, so it's a bit hard to say. But yeah, if I had to pick 2, it would be Simon and Tyre.
Sorry, I'm standing at the washing machine.
And your wife, you said. Sorry, no, I didn't say that. It's just probably it's good with joke like that, and I jumped on it. I shouldn't have. Sorry. I do not think women are that.
Oh well, I do think that, obviously, so it's fine.
Yeah, I know.
No, I was listening and I thought you were gonna talk a little bit longer, so I ran back.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, no, sorry.
Anyway. No. Do you think? I mean, the race is 40 minutes. I think that we're gonna be fine with the traffic handling. I don't really see people overtaking each other quite a lot. As in, I don't expect that brake marker, back markers are going to be involved in any incidents, or it's going to be set up just due to the fact that the pace of most of the guys around, it differs between 0.6 seconds or something, and maybe the 1 offline of a second. But they're all so close that I don't expect that there's going to be a lot of overtaking with lap traffic.
Well, as long as there's no incident, it should be a problem. And even there's an incident, I don't think there's. I will air quote this, but only 20 cars on track, so it's easier to manage than a TCR league with 35, 40 people on track, obviously. And Watkins is kind of okay, traffic-wise. You just have to be careful at the bus stop, obviously, because it's going to be one of the toughest points to try to overtake someone. But apart from that, just maybe Jamie will not go side by side into the S's anymore, but that's it.
Yeah, well, yeah, yes, that.
Shots fired.
You're mentioning that with the TCRs, it might be a little bit more busy, but then again, I do think that compared to the V8s, which is the TCRs is a really it's an easier car to get into and to drive around. I think it's as hard to master it as in being really quick.
Oh yeah.
But the entry level of skill you need to have to drive a V8 compared to a TCR is easier for a TCR, which inexplicably causes that there are people driving the league that the gaps are bigger, that the skill level is bigger due to that. So I think that looking at the current sheets and the current roster we have in the V8, I couldn't give you a name that is really an outliner. Back in the day, and this is not a shot fired, when we started the league, or at least when I started doing the broadcast with you guys, it's about, I'm talking way back, I'm talking about 6, 7, 8 seasons ago. We had Ivan, for example, was way off the pace compared to others, but he improved so massively that he's now not. He's still fighting in the rear regions of the field, but he's definitely improved so much that he's also fighting with other cars, and his pace has been from 3 seconds off the pace now compared to the first driver, now only 1 second. So that the gaps are so much smaller than they used to be.
They are way smaller. I remember when I started in 2017, I think, season 2 of V8ESC. So that was a long time ago. we were like 45 people on track, and the gap between the first and the last one. Well, the last one wasn't started on the grid. That the first one was already at his back after the first lap. that was insane back in the days. And the skill gap was way higher than it is now. Like you said, Ivan is a great example. I think one of the biggest improvement in recent seasons. I think Gen 3 just suits Ivan more than Gen 2's, and it shows on track. He's now in the back, even if it's at the back. The back of the back is not that far from the front compared to 2 or 3 years ago. So it's great to see that all the drivers are still together in a way and fighting on track and not spread out too far.
Yeah, that's exactly the point I was making, and the Ivan example was an easy example. But if you can definitely tell that the difference in the cars suits some people. I mean, Simon was always quick in the V8s, in the Gen 2 as well. But he doesn't run away with it as much anymore, because now, for the likes of, for example, Eric Blix, I haven't seen that much of him. But apparently, the guys tell me I have some inside information that he apparently they picked him up during the officials and said, "Why didn't you start driving our league?" And he can definitely hold up his hand and make a fist to the already established order, and I think that's great to see.
Definitely good to have new people that show the skills that they have. And
I do think that pit entry is gonna be interesting tonight, because the entry of Watkins is interesting, to say the least, because you're still online to enter the normal corner at the normal speed, and then suddenly you want to go in, and yes, we might see a touch or two, maybe a car going sideways, hurling towards the water water bottles, not the water bottles, but the water things. Give me a second. I
can extend the grid.
Yeah. Oh, I already did, mate. So the first pole for the feature race, Greg Carr came in 10th and now is on pole position. So pressure is on him. Right next to him is Daniel Solo, and third is Bob Woodhouse. Vincent Skillback starting from the 4th position, Bram Dubois on 5th, and David Burns on 6th. Chris Shaw came in 4th after a small mistake that Simon passed him, starting 7th. Simon Trendo, current leader of the championship, is starting 8th. Eric Blix is 9th, and the winner of the sprint race, Michael Harley-Davidson, is 10th. Tyler Newitt starting on 11th, and Ann Woodward starting on 12th. 13th is Tony Kluseman, and 14th is Stephen Walker. 15th, Jeff Saunders, and 5th, Salomon, starting on the 16th position. We haven't really seen much of him, where previously on Phillip Island he was massively quick, so I do expect him to increase the pace. He probably was involved in one of the incidents in the beginning on the previous race. 17th, Jamie Wilson. 18th, Rob Van. 19th is Ivan Bauman, and Stacey Boyd, who had an unfortunate incident with Jamie, is starting at the back of the grid. Barney is already looking to the right, and now he's looking to the left. I've never seen his head move. That's the first time for me. So we're waiting for the cars to grid and the feature race to start. Where do we have any indication of how long the cars are going to drive on the first stint, Sam?
I have absolutely no clue. No inside information, and we need to do something with our car reporters, because they're not doing a great job anymore. They used to give us plenty of information. It's not the case. I'm just joking, guys. Enjoy your race. It's fun. It's fine. We're gonna figure it out.
Give us inside information if you want to for the next race. So the refs are starting to heat up. The cars are starting to get ready, and the green light is on. A really good start there from the third position, Bob Woodhouse. They're going free wide towards the front. Bob Woodhouse trying to some spin on the beginning. I hope that doesn't cause any much trouble. There's a lot of cars. Oh, are we gonna?
Track?
What's the command again?
Click right on someone and throw a yellow.
I don't know where it is. It's there. So, yellow flag is out. The reason we did that is because we had a black flag, a blocked track at the rear, and we want to make sure that is gone. I know that it's not preferred that we throw one, but in this case, we're trying to simulate the racing, and this would have been a black flag or a yellow flag.
They all
So
went
it's an
for the
incident.
inside.
A small gap, and then we see a lot of cars getting involved. 3, 4, 5, 6 cars getting involved right there. That was carnage. And it all started because they all went for one gap. Can we get another replay of that, Sam? Look at this. So 3 wide, and they moved over. And I don't think that... I don't know. Can't remember who that was, but it was definitely a SimAbility car. Came over to the left hand and got touched by Vincent, who just didn't expect the car to move over like that. Now on board from somebody further down the back. You just see smoke, and you see he's braking, but doesn't have anywhere to go, and locks up his car and keeps his car alive.
That was Ivan. That was a good job, Ivan.
That was really classy, Ivan. I'm proud of you. So we are currently under yellow flag conditions, so waiting to the safety car to pick up the pack. Because it's still NASCAR rules, it takes a little bit longer, but this might make the strategies a little bit more interesting, and for all the cars that definitely got involved in that incident, gives a chance to get back to the rear of the pack as well.
Yeah, so we're gonna have this lap. Well, lap 1 is already done. We're gonna have, I think, lap 2, and then the pit will open for the damaged car. And anybody that wants to actually get into the pits, it might be a strategy. If you're at the back of the field, it would be mine if I was at the back. I would just top off the car, even if I don't need a pit stop right now, and if I know I cannot make it to the end, just top off the fuel, maybe change the tires, why not? Although they haven't done much, but if you were in the incident, maybe you lock the tires and eat them up and stuff like that. So just change them, just to be sure. Even if you have no damage, straight to the pits, through the car, and go from there. And it's gonna make you a shorter pit stop during the race, when it's gonna be green, hopefully. Now, for the guys at the front, honestly, it's a double-edged sword. Because if like from the top 6 they go all into the pits and do exactly what I just said, your race is done. But if they don't and you pit, you're at the back of the field. So it's a gamble. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm gonna yell something over the radio, so I'm gonna mic a little bit.
Why are you gonna yell something over the radio? Jeez. Ball drivers.
Oh, okay, so my button doesn't work. Well, that sucks. Yeah.
Good one, Chutney. It's not. Alright, as we're on the safety car, I'm gonna let you talk for a bit. I'm gonna go for a racial break.
He's gonna leave me over to myself and my thoughts. That's a bad idea, mate. Well,
I can still hear you. I can still hear you. So don't say anything wrong because I can mute you.
Okay, with Sam stepping out like for a minute to doing some private stuff. Currently looking at the field, lining up behind the safety car. Usually it ends up to be 2 or 3 laps of this really easy pacing, and you can definitely see that some cars are already trying to get the neutral going and trying to save as much fuel as they can. Also being very, very careful on the tires to be sure that the tires to be sure that the tires are in the window they want to be. There is some conversation going on the radio for when the safety car is coming in. we don't really have impact on that because it's still iRacing rules. If it would have been me, we would have been going racing. But yeah, that's not up to us. We did want to simulate it. I do think that this is going to be the last lap that the safety car is going to stay out, and then the whole field starts again. There is this saying, obviously, in America, safety cars breed cautions breed cautions, and I hope that this is not one of those occasions that we are creating more problems for the drivers that are on track. And Woodward, Bram Dubois, Pitt Salomon, Jamie Wilson, they all now went in, and Ed Woodward has a black flag of some sort, and I think he is serving that one, or he went in under red flag conditions. Bram Dubois now out again, and Fit, Jeff Sanders are coming out as well. They are returning to the back of the pack of the field.
I'm wondering if it's a double fire restart or not. That could be interesting.
I threw. So let me see what I threw. I threw.
Yeah, but it's
The
decided
caution.
by
No,
position.
the caution will have a single file restart.
Okay, good. I know it's set up by the admin of the session when you create it, and that's Pete, and we know Pete doesn't ever make mistakes, so we're fine.
I would prefer to see a double stack restart, but okay. So, do we know when the safety car is coming in? Because I don't know. Can I?
Well, lights are still on, so there's still at least one more lap.
I could change it to restart double file one.
No, leave it single file. It's single file for V8. Yeah, you leave it single file. We're not in WEC. Well, even WEC, they start single file. The games are as well, so everybody starts single file. It's just NASCAR that start too wide on restarts.
Oh, and Max Verstappen always starts too wide.
I don't know, because of his ego.
No, like it's always single file in F1, but he at a certain point just they changed the rule because he kept shoving his nose next to the rear axle of the car in front. If I get in the situation where we have a block track and we are behind the safety car, I always think, oh well, that is nice and lovely, so I can just grab myself a beer and let my daughter use the steering wheel and just put in a number like 80 kilometers an hour and just let her steer around the track, and I get something to drink.
You're crazy, man. So hopefully this is going to start the last lap of the safety car. Because this is starting to get boring. I'm sure the driver are bored too.
So I usually think it is 4 laps in total, or 3 laps in total. So this next lap is probably going to be the lap that the safety car is coming in.
Well, it's good for the fuel savers. Rob Van going to the pits. So
it's a
that's
pitter,
yeah, lights are out, so we're gonna go green this time. And that's the people that are doing the strategy I was talking about. Pitting just before we go green, try to put some fuel in, and pray for the best. They might be able to make it now, 30 minutes? It's not that much of a stretch. If they can save fuel, they're gonna save a lot of time not having to pit.
Safety car in this lap. So I gave some small warnings that they need to watch out for a checkup at the end of the circuit, and safety car is coming in this lap, so everybody knows that it's coming in. Okay, so Bob Woodhouse is very aware of the fact that he is communicating to the other drivers that he's going to slow down and give a bigger gap to the safety car at the end of the circuit, so everybody knows that it's going to be a little bit of a check-up, which is always very risky. So I remember a situation, I think it was, I can't remember the track, I don't know the name of the track is, but where in TCR we had a checkup there as well, and we had a safety car, and I was driving about 50 kilometers an hour right behind somebody, and suddenly the whole line of cars suddenly stood still. It's just a harmonica effect. It's one car brakes, and then everybody behind it starts braking a little bit harder and quicker, and it's just so super annoying. My car broke down, and
Yeah, it's an accordion effect, but that's one.
yeah, definitely, yeah, a concertina effect.
Not an harmonica effect.
Yeah, no, sorry, did I say harmonica?
Yes.
Woo! So the safety car is coming in, and Bob is holding back the pack. I see a Greg car is already heating up his tires slightly, and all the way in the rear, so people doing the same thing. I've always been against it for iRacing messages, because the advantage you gain of going side by side and weaving like that is so small that it doesn't really matter anyway because of the tire model.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it matters anyway in iRacing.
It does do something. I tested it and did the telemetry, but it's so small that you won't gain an advantage of it. So Bob's still controlling the pace, and now he seems to put his foot down. A really good moment there, but Daniel Solo was awake and is already all over the back of Bob. A little bit of slide there as well. Further back, everybody is also out. The safety car is in, and they are racing again.
Clean start now, which is good.
Very clean start, going through the first corner without any issues in the front of the field or the back of the field or even in the middle of the field. It seems that everybody's holding his bearings and not making the same mistakes they made earlier. Michael already putting pressure on Steven, and we now know that Michael has a lot of pace, and Steven is still learning the car and is definitely not up to speed yet. Now the big question is he going to defend it, or is he going to let Michael by if he sets down a move? A late dive there by Eric Blix on the inside of Greg Carr. He recognizes Eric is there, but he's holding the outside. They are side by side coming up uphill, which is a right-hander. And we can try and see if we see the slingshot, but we don't. Eric Blitz is doing the up and under and trying to get under that spoiler of Greg Carr. But he had a really good exit without any wheel spin, where Eric seemed to struggle a little bit to get the power down. I just realized that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just realized that Eric started 9th and is already up to 4th. So that's 5 positions. Tyler New is already up 4 positions as well. So they had a really a good start there, both of them.
We were just about to talk about exactly the same thing. That's good.
Nice.
Yes, I think that there's some due to the incidents we had, obviously, and probably some other because they got a good start and not. Oh, Simon Crandall in the pits, so that means we probably inside the pit window now.
I think that he did the math and he's trying to get out of that line. He knows he has similar pace to the guys that won the race, and is now doing an offset and now forcing them to think about what are they going to do.
Most definitely side by side going to the S's. We know Odam can hand.
Oh, and this is Stacey Boyd again. He's involved again in the S's.
Leaving a bit more room now. Just trying to avoid any contact. Not that it was at fault at the first time. I don't think it was, but being a bit more careful after the first incident. Massive cut from end on that chicane.
I do like the delivery.
Which one?
From Stacey.
Oh, I do like it. No, it's sharp.
Yeah, I like it. It's like It's a bit. I know it's not the same, but it reminds me of the old Renault liveries from the Formula One. Like
Oh.
really old ones, with Alonso in him.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, by a lot of threat of imagination.
I have a lot of imagination.
Yeah, I know.
So battle for second position currently. Bob Woodhouse leading the field. Daniel Solo, Greg Carr, and Eric Blitz are quite near each other. Eric is trying to cut past Greg Carr because we already seen that he has a lot of pace in him. And this is what I meant with Greg Carr. He's there and thereabouts in the middle of the field usually, which means that he's only 2 or maybe 3/10 slower than the top runners. And that gives him a really good position to keep the position he's currently in and be a nuisance to people that are slightly quicker, but they have to get past and have to get the move down cleanly.
Yeah, I think it makes it harder also for faster people to get through the field. I know back in the days it used to be like people went through super easily on the first few guys, and maybe it gets harder as it goes, but most of the time it was a bit easier for them to go through the field, which it's getting harder and harder now with the drivers' profiles evolving and all getting better and better.
Eric tried to make a move there, as Sam was describing. The cars are, or the drives are, the margins are way thinner than they used to be currently, and you could tell by Eric putting down a good move there, but Greg being able to hold him off and fend him off through that chicane. I think that Eric was also scared to hit the curb a little bit too hard and maybe got sent out, and they both went off. So it was a really smart decision to back off a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's happening with... Oh, he's saving fuel. Jamie's saving fuel like a madman, because he's gonna try to non-stop this after the safety car pit stop.
And now the question is it worth it? Or this is Eric Blitz now deciding that it's time to go in. Tyler is following him in as well. This is Simon Trendle, I think. Is it Simon?
Yeah.
This is Simon Trendle, who already went in. He was in front of Tyler and Eric. And let's see where they come out compared to Simon, to get an indication to what Jamie maybe needs to do if he wants to pull off the nose stop. So Simon coming on the straight right now, and we see Eric Blitz already moving, but the straight is quick, the straight is furious there. Now we see, is Simon, did he make a good move? Did he get past Eric? He is up to pace. They are gonna be fighting. Simon is pushing, the car is sliding. Eric is still getting up to that pace, and we see Simon creeping towards his rear, and also gaining an advantage because of that slipstream. He's already on top speed. This is gonna be a tight one. He is giving it everything, but that car unsettled in the middle, which I think cost him the position with a little bit of top speed slower. And Simon is still pushing it, and Eric is feeling the pressure. I am excited to see how this is gonna develop.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because you still need half a lap or a good lap, I think, at least, to actually warm the tires. And then when they're not up to temperature, they're not working as good as they used to be. When with previous gen of car, the first lap was just insanely good compared to everything else. It's not the case anymore with these. It seems a bit more realistic in that way. But apparently Simon is not able to get past him right now, which makes this really interesting. It's gonna be a nice battle, I think, for the lead, which it's probably gonna be the lead at the end. But I'm not gonna speak too soon because we got a lot of pit stopper. Greg Carr was in third, is actually now in the pits, and it's gonna be interesting to see what Bob Woodhouse is doing. Is he trying to cover the undercut, or is he going for it and go for the overcut?
So Simon was further back than Eric was. About 4 seconds was between them when they pitted, when Simon pitted. So it was Eric getting held up definitely by who was he behind again? I can't remember. But anyway,
he was behind Greg Carr in 4th position.
Oh yeah,
they were battling for 3rd. So yeah, definitely a big gain for Eric there on Greg. So that's about 3 seconds gain, which is quite a lot when you think about it. So yeah, if Bob wants to keep the lead, I think he needs to win this lap. Otherwise, he's gonna lose it.
Or he's gonna take the advantage at the end of the race and do the overcut and trying to be quicker on those newer tires near the end.
Yeah, the only issue I see with that is you need to do it in the first few laps, because when you start to hit the first dip in grip, he's not gonna be able to actually do anything in the lifetime of the tires. Because no, I do have some experience with the cars. It's actually pretty good for 3-4 laps, maybe at most. And then after that, you just have a bit of a slower pace, but constant. And he's actually in the pits right now, as I see it. So that's gonna be interesting to see where he is after the pit stop. Where are Eric and Simon? They are. It's gonna be tight at the exit.
Jamie Wilson is also still driving out there, which we figured that he is gonna save fuel like a madman. He was 16 seconds up the road for Simon, and currently it is only 7 seconds left of that gap. So as it currently stands, we think that Jamie is the only one going for a no-stopper. Eric Blix just put in the quickest lap of the race as well, so he's definitely on a charge, and he's dropping Simon like a fly currently because he's already 1.6 seconds in front of him. This is an exit here. Bob Woodhouse, Greg Carr, Tyler, they are all bunched up together. This means that Simon and Eric virtually passed Bob on that pit stop. Tyler and Greg Carr are really hammering down on Bob. Bob on the left-hand side, trying to hold the position. Tyler following Greg through, but he seems to have fended off the first attack from Greg there.
Yeah, I think the two teammates playing nice to each other, and then Tyler coming through. That was one thing that could have happened. Wasn't the case this time, but they will have to be careful, these two. With geez, and that's Bob completely sideways into the grass. And now Tyler is attacking Greg Carr. Completely going for it.
They are fighting tooth and nail over this 12th position.
Yes, but this might be for the podium position in the end, because we know that Bob was actually leading, and he exited with these two. So Daniel, that was a bit lower down, well, a bit further back. Yes, Tyler on the inside. If I still think about what I was about to say, I will come back to it. Still on the inside. And Daniel's got a slow down. Daniel's still got a slow down in the lead. So it's not gonna help him. Tyler's doing the cutback, and now he's again on the inside for the straight.
Now Tyler needs to be wary of the fact that now Bob is also back in the mix, because they went side by side, and that small gap they created after that small mistake from Bob is now completely vanished again. This is Michael Harley Davidson coming out of the pit lane and also joining this battle soon.
Yeah, we saw from race one that they definitely have the base on these three guys. So that's gonna be a four-way fight, and maybe Vincent will join the battle as well a bit later on.
Tyler again on the inside, yeah. It does seem that, at least from a perspective from outside, that Tyler has a little bit more pace currently than Greg Carr. We don't know if that's the case during the end of that season, of the race. Just because the tires might come into play, and Tyler being a little bit less cautious there, while both of them had a small snap. Now it's Bob Woodhouse getting involved on the left-hand side of Tyler, and he's a little bit wide. Now Michael is sticking his nose in, and he got it done, I think, because he's now... Oh, there's a touch, and that is inappropriate touching. On the inside still, Michael Harley-Davidson on the right. It's on the right now of Bob Woodhouse. Is still going side by side. Tyler is going to be absolutely loving this. And this is a late move. That is scary for Tyler. He saw that happen in his mirror. And you could tell that he was on the verge of just yeeting it into the side of him. And we have a lot of pit stoppers currently. Ivan Bowman is currently leading the pack. Daniel Solo, David Burns, Chris Shaw, Stephen Walker, and Fitz Salomon all went in at the same time. Jamie Wilson currently in second position with Ivan, the no stopper. But Ivan already went in on under safety car conditions.
With all of that battle going on, Daniel Solo, David Burns, and Chris Shaw managed to exit in front of the battle pack, which is like crazy. Oh, I'm not sure it's gonna work for Jamie. He's already picked up by the leaders.
It is a massive gamble to do it like this, and Simon already getting past him, but also Jamie realizing that as his teammate on other cars, he might be a little bit less lenient to let them by even while saving.
As we said at the start, it's a gamble.
Oh, small touch there, sliding, but they are still alive and they are ready to mingle again. Michael he feels that he has the pace this weekend to get a good result even in the feature race, but I think that his strategy choice has been on the less favorite side of things. I think that Simon and Eric played it smart by pitting as early as they possibly could, or at least in an earlier stadium. One of the drivers we haven't really mentioned much, we spoke about him briefly. We have actually two of them. It's Tony Klusterman. He's currently driving around on 14th. He had reasons that he could not drive, and we are happy to see him back on the grid. I know that he would have wanted to do the first race as well, but he wasn't available. So I definitely welcome him back and showing his pace on the 14th position after a long time being absent. I think is an awesome achievement.
It's an achievement, and I'm gonna make Ivan happy, because Ivan, you can have a picture of this in your room. I'm pretty sure you're full screen alone with #1 against your name. So don't crash it, because you're on screen, and I'm pretty sure you're listening as well.
He definitely feels the pressure, and if he makes a mistake right now, we will use that super slow-mo that is available with a touch of a button for Sam.
Yeah, we're gonna switch back to the battle though, because this is raging. Chris Shaw on the inside, just Saunders and Jamie Wilson around them. I think these two are saving fuel, Jamie and Joe. So, yeah, they're a bit on another strategy, but maybe they saved a bit more, and now they're racing a bit faster and trying to keep the back behind them, but they're falling down quite fast.
I don't think this was. This was a gamble, and hoping that maybe something would happen behind them as well, and it didn't. You can definitely tell that they are leaving enough space and realizing that, well, they're now committed, and once you commit to a strategy like that, there's no use in letting it go, because the damage has already been done. Small touch there. There's been a lot of rubbing.
Oh, between these two, definitely.
But they are all passing Jeff Saunders and Jamie currently. I'm wondering if Jamie picked up the pace slightly, because it seemed that Duff and Jamie were really close next to each other, and now the gap is about 2 seconds. So Jamie getting past on the straight again because he's lifting off so early. Tyler is making a move on Greg Carr or defending. I'm unsure, to be honest. Was Tyler trying to get past Greg Carr there? Now,
Definitely did not work, and now he's under pressure from Bab, which is going on the inside. Oh, that's a late move. Showing the nose and made it work.
Yeah. Late move, and it looked like Tyler was actually trying to turn in and saying, well, I don't completely agree with that dive right there. Greg Carr going a little bit wide on the exit. Jamie still fighting with Tyler a little bit. Maybe Vincent now needs to watch out. I mean, Jamie and Jeff Hall are sitting ducks out there currently. Vincent giving us a show.
And as we're watching this, things are spicing up at the front between Daniel and Simon for P2.
So this is P2. They are currently fighting Simon and Daniel solo. We know that Daniel was out for a little bit longer than Simon was. So he definitely has the tire advantage compared to the rubber that Simon is running currently.
Side by side, that's gonna be very interesting for Tyler. Can you get the run up the hill into the S's?
I need to grab a glass of water because from all the talking, I got a sore throat.
Yeah, that's what she said. Oh, that was a nice touch. Sadly, that's gonna be a slowdown for Greg Carr. I think Tyler is backing off a little bit just to let Greg burn the slowdown. I'm not sure, but that seems to be what was happening because they lost the gap to Abu Dhabi, and Vincent trying to take advantage of that, but couldn't do it. As they're not that close to each other, we're gonna watch that again from the chopper as we were. Pretty hard defender on Greg, but leave the room on the outside, and then obviously into the chicane and Tyler bouncing a little bit of a curb, and Greg trying to get maybe a little bit too much on the right. I'm not too sure about that one. Back at the front, Daniel still putting pressure on Simon.
So on board with the view of Daniel solo, trying to make life hard for Simon and trying to get that extra step on the podium. Eric Blitz is now moving away from these two. He went in 2 or 3 laps later than Simon did. He took full advantage of the fact that his tires were a little bit newer than Simon's and Daniel's were. Meanwhile, a replay between Vincent Skillback and one of the NQR cars. It's a super late move, and I think that was a little bit optimistic and was not Vincent's fault to turn in there. He just didn't expect it, and he was already committed to the corner. Good to see that the NQR car, whoever that was, still survived. it almost looked like it wasn't really on purpose. We just missed his brake marker.
Yeah, maybe something like that. He was committed to the inside and tried to outbrake Vincent, but I think, not having the view on the right side, maybe his braking marker wasn't the right and couldn't get it slow down enough for the corner. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, and definitely if you're going to the corner on a more shallow angle, the brake marker moves a little bit to an earlier position. You need to scrub off the speed severely to get the car stopped. Where you would go through that corner in 130 kph, and then suddenly you need to enter it at 110. It's just all of these minor things. From the outside, it definitely looks super easy. The cars are moving around a little bit, but always getting the brake marker right is definitely never an easy thing. So Stacey Boyd and Jamie Wilson, I love that Jamie misjudged this strategy. He tried to do something different on Bathurst, which he gave me a penalty for. So you deserve this, Jamie. Thank you.
Stop. You think it was a good call to try the alternate strategy, but I think it was one lap too early in the pits.
Yeah, and this track is quite harsh for the fuel. There's so much straights and so much going uphill that there's barely any time to really let the throttle go without losing too much time.
Most definitely.
So 37 minutes almost in, 36:50 currently. That means that I'm going to look for the number one, and he is now crossing the finish line, which means that he's going to get 2 more laps. So this lap and the lap after that is going to be the white flag. And it looks like Eric Blix has this one in his pocket unless he makes a massive mistake. Meanwhile, behind him, Simon and Daniel. It seems that Simon fended off Daniel's attack for second position. And unless something goes wrong for Simon, I feel like he really recovered well from a 4th position, now in 2nd position for the feature race. Chris Shaw also had a really good race, good outing on the first race. And I said that Simon was 4th, but he was 3rd because Chris Shaw made a mistake late in the sprint race. Chris Shaw's on 5th position right now and trying to get past David Burns. Battle from 9th, Tony Klusum and Vincent Steven and Fit Salomon. There is Vincent going a little bit wide. There's a Steven getting his elbows out and passing him on the inside. That is the TCR mentality. If you can't pass him normally, shove him to the left.
Well, yeah, we don't see that much with the V8s, especially with Vincent. It might be a bit complicated sometimes with, the fact that he is down under. I don't know why the car is on his 4 wheels, by the way. It should be on its roof, but that's another discussion. And some people from the US were racing on US server and not European ones. I think you're on EU. Oh, geez, that's a late move from Vincent. Managed to get it done, but cut back from Steven. Is it gonna work? No, he's on the outside now for the left-hander. Yeah, I don't know if you're on the European servers or in the US as well for TCRs. I think you're on Europeans because there's only Europeans that race that. So that makes also a massive difference with netcode sometimes. So people are a bit more careful in the V8s just for that reason. But yeah, close racing is good racing.
So I hope that we might see. Yeah, this is Barney again, dislocating his shoulder as usual.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. My arm would fell down.
And we all know that you already broke it once, so.
Yeah. Well, in fact, I broke both arms 2 times. 3 times when I was a kid, and 1 time a few years ago. That kept me away from the ring.
I remember that because you were unable to do some sort of broadcast for the.
Yeah.
What's it called? Help me out here. There was that thing with the branding. Here, something cheese cup, whatever.
Yeah, there was something different.
Oh, a late incident here by Greg Carr and Stacey Boyd. What is going on right there?
gonna watch that before we switch to the lead for the end of the race.
Is he coming in?
I locked up. I
Oh.
couldn't turn in. Yeah, that's nothing on the way. I think that's just missing the braking mark and,
So we are back
just going off track.
We are back to our leader, Eric Blix, who had a really good outing tonight, second in the first race, and within a couple of seconds is going to be the crowned winner of this feature race. He came under a little bit of pressure from Simon when coming out of the pit, but he was able to hold it. Now gives us a show-off slide to tell us, well, I got this one in the pocket. First position is for Eric Blix, and second Simon Trendle, third Daniel Solo. All had a really good race there. Tony Kluseman piling under pressure for Tyler, coming in ninth. That is an amazing result there for Tony, and eighth for Tyler. I know that he hasn't had that much time in the rig. He did that the Backfires with you, but he's been absent as well a little bit with the racing. And this came a shot that he had with Jamie Wilson and Jeff Saunders, who actually made it work without stopping, but it came at a really, really big cost.
Yeah, it didn't work out for them, but kudos to try. That was made something interesting to talk about for a few minutes.
Jeff Saunders actually passed Jamie on the straight.
Oh no, he was ahead, and Jimmy tried to pass him, but he couldn't. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. Okay. So results of the feature race are in. Eric Blix for Alcantag NHR came in first. Second was Simon Trendle for Team Chimera, and Daniel Solo was his teammate from Eric Alcantag NHR came in third. Fourth was David Burns for Hydro Race Racing Forces, and fifth was Chris Shaw, Acerki Autosport. Michael Harley-Davidson came in sixth also for Alcantag NHR, and Bob Woodhouse was seventh for NQR1. For BSTV Esports, Tyler Newitt came in on eighth position, and right behind him was Tony Klusterman. USS, okay, and never quit racing. Sorry, it put me off because there was something different than NQR next to the name of Tony. Rounding up the top 10 is Vincent Skillback, and it now says Skillby Racing, which is the correct name, and Stephen Walker for. Wait, why is Stephen Walker Hydro Race Racing Forces?
I have no clue.
So that is BSTV Esports there. Fitz Salomon as a privateer was 12 and 13, and Woodward for NQR1. 14 his teammate Bram Dubois, NQR1. As a privateer, that's strong as well as NQR, is Greg Carr is 15th, and Jeff Saunders, who did a no stop, is also NQR, is 16th. Obviously, Racing Force, I can't remember. Jamie Wilson.
He's in one of the two.
Yeah. So Jamie Wilson came in 17th for Team Chimera, also doing the no stopper. And Ivan Baumann, who was briefly in the lead but still had to stop, is 18th. 19th, Rob Van, BSTV Esports, and Stacy Boyd for Class 4 Motorsport finished with a lap behind after having an incident with Greg Carr at the penultimate lap. Eric is apparently very happy and doing wheelies. Show off. It's wheelies. Burnouts. Jeez. Wheelies. That's not a wheelie.
It's not. This thing got 4 wins, not 2. Just saying.
I mean, at least a wheelie would have been impressive with these cars, though.
Oh, well, yeah. If you're Dominic Toretto, you can do wheelies with V8s, but that's a movie, so it doesn't.
Yeah. Moving forward to the interviews, me and Sam both have to get up really super early tomorrow. So normally we would take all the time for everybody, but yeah, due to some personal things and real life things, we decided that we can only do about 3 interviews with the winners, the top 3. Maybe we get 4 in, but we have to take in account that we need our beauty sleep, and I don't want to say that Sam definitely needs it, but Sam needs his beauty sleep, man. If you haven't looked at him for a while, then you know why I'm saying this. Sam.
Yeah, start with the interview. Let's go. Go on. Do your stuff.
Eric Blix, welcome to the Groove, and congratulations on that feature race win and the second position in the first race.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a good couple of races.
It looked like the first race, me and Sam were debating if you guys had some team orders, but it definitely, near the end, it got a little bit rowdy.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a team orders more than don't take each other out. So I didn't want to put like a half-assed passing attempt.
So you have papaya rules like McLaren.
Well, if Huffley goes off the track, I'm not going to follow him.
If you have a bad stop, then he needs to have a bad stop as well.
No. Screw that.
Well, on the second race, it seemed that you got stuck in traffic a little bit, and Simon pitted her a little bit earlier than you did, and came out of the pits right when you came out. He was right behind you. Was that part of the plan, or did you just went for a gut feeling that I need to pit right now, otherwise Simon's gonna pass me?
I mean, I wanted to pit the lap before, but I didn't have any reliable fuel calculations because of that previous caution. We pretty much ran in half the caution with the car off. So I didn't really know how much fuel I needed to put in. So I tried it for another lap, see if I could get a pass down or not. But I expected Simon to come out in front of me.
It was really close though. I do think that because you pitted later, you were having an advantage in tire wear, and it seemed that normally Simon is the one to set the pace, but it definitely were you and Michael doing all the pace setting tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Simon had some good pace in the end there. I think he had 2 laps on me when my tires were cold. Then I pulled the gap for like 2 laps, and then the times evened up. Like, you don't lose that much on old tires. Like, it's a second maybe. So it's not overly, like if you compare to the old NASCAR tires, you would lose 4 or 5 seconds over a stint.
At least it gave a hell of a broadcast following that fight and trying to figure out what the hell was going on, because we obviously don't have a clue what we're talking about. Last question. So congratulations on your wins and congratulations on your result. You did a really good job for your championship as well. Next week, Detroit, Belle Isle. Not the next week, but the week after that. 18th of October. Are you looking forward to that specific track?
I mean, I got my first win there. Don't watch the sprint race, that was not good. But I managed to win a feature last time I was in this championship. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, that's great to hear. Again, congratulations on your results, and take a beer. You deserved it.
Thank you.
See you next time around, Derek.
See ya.
You keep switching me.
I moved him, but he was already moved, so
Because I did it.
you.
We had the exact same thing last time. What's going on?
Yeah, it's not my fault, but let's move on.
It's all your fault.
It's Wobbly's fault.
Yeah, it's
well,
always Wobbly's fault.
you
Yeah,
can
thank you,
off
then.
Simon. Oh, that's my vote. That's my vote of today. That's not, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I forget Wobbly has what admin powers now. I need to behave.
Yeah, sorry, Simon. I needed to because sometimes I'm not gonna be around, so they need to have some power. Sadly.
Power, unlimited power. Okay, so Simon, good job on the first race where you pressured Chris Shaw, mentally pressured him into making a mistake.
Yep. And I hate this track. That's all. That's my entire interview is I hate this track. I hate it so much. I don't want to see it again. I want to bomb it from existence.
Why do you hate
Sod
the track?
Watkins Glen? Because it's an awful track and it's boring.
But why do you think it's boring? Because we had this. Simon and me. It's an honest question because we had the discussion. The racing is always really good here.
Is it? I mean, the only racing I did there was with Daniel at the end because he had newer tyres than me. Other than that, it's just a draft pack, and no one can get anywhere. And the moves have to be risky, which just isn't entertaining in any way.
Oh, we watched the broadcast, mate. It was definitely entertaining.
I watched the broadcast. I can laugh at Jamie. That's entertaining. It doesn't make the track interesting.
Well, okay. Second race, you pitted early. I think we assumed that you wanted to get out of the traffic, right?
Yeah. I could pit, and it was slightly underfueled by doing that. But I knew from the first race that passing anyone here is just damn near impossible. So better to pit in early and have them on clear. I chickened out of not taking tyres, which I sort of wish I had done because I then could have maybe held up Eric, but I don't know. He might have got past me. Yeah, so it's just had to wait a bit of time for the tyres to finish, like 2 seconds.
It did look like an outliner for you because I felt like on Phillip Island 2 weeks ago you were really quick with Kenzie, and now it seemed that you, Eric and Michael had a slight pace advantage over you.
They're the same speed as me and Kenzie in the officials when we do them, so that's not a surprise.
Yeah, obviously we don't do the
They,
officials.
they,
so
they
we
had a
don't have
bad
a clue.
they had a bad weekend at Phillip Island more than I had a good one. So yeah, they'll be right there. So it was definitely a case of I didn't think that strategy pitting early was going to be the fastest way, but it was definitely the most efficient way of getting a result for me. David was in front of me. He's not going to be easy to pass, so better to pit and take my chances somewhere else. No,
fair
hopefully
enough.
get a podium.
Well, fair enough. You salvaged what you could, right?
Yeah, and thank God it's over because I hate the track. Have I said that?
I mean, I
Can I say it
think
again?
your relationship with Watkins Glen is like my relationship with Donny. I think.
No, Watkins Glen's worse by
No.
a country mile.
No. I
At least
try
at Donington
to.
it's interesting because you have a plane going overhead. You don't have that at Watkins Glen.
Oh, fair enough. That's a good point. Congratulations on your results. I think you're still on top from the top of my head in the championship, although Eric and the other guys will have closed a little bit. Is there anyone you want to thank or give a shout out to, especially this track, because you love it so much?
Thank God for Kenzie not being here because he would have made me look very stupid. And I hate the track. Sod Watkins Glen. Burn it from hell.
Okay,
Well,
so we're gonna race at Watkins next season every week. Good.
Watkins it is. Watkins only league for Simon.
I hate you people.
Bye, Simon.
We do too.
I think it's Daniel, right? He came in third.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the booth.
Hi.
Hi. So, why are you laughing at?
No, I'm just happy, man. Good race.
Oh, you're a happy man. Well, that's good to hear. We love happy man. So first race, talk us through what happened and how you how did you experience the first race?
First race was pretty calm. I don't think very much happened. I don't remember much now. It's been too long, but I know I missed like.
So we're looking for
complete-
broadcaster if you want.
Oh.
You definitely seems to fit the job. You don't remember what happened in race 1. That's good.
That's a must, otherwise you can't be here.
Yeah, no, I just don't think too much happened there. I was just doing my laps. I don't even remember any battles. So calm race, I guess. Not much happened. So I basically just held my position, I think.
A second race, because you let's talk about the beginning first, because there was a big crash behind in the backfield. So the safety car, we deployed it, and I think that I said it on the broadcast as well. We're trying to emulate a little bit of the racing, and otherwise it would have been deployed as well in real life. Did you think about doing a no stopper?
No. I was saying it. If this was like any other track, I think no stopper would have been fairly easy. But Watkins Glen just uses so much fuel. I think I went from thinking I needed about 37 liters when I was safe to actually just fueling 14 and a half. So like any other track, that would have been an easy no stop. Well, not any, but most tracks that I've ran. So it was more about just touching and turning the car off and rolling as much as I could, just to save as much as I could to have a really short stop.
And you were piling on the pressure after you came out of the pit on Simon.
Yeah, I was trying. I knew he was on much older tires, and I seemed to have the pace advantage with my newer tires. I should have been out ahead of him to begin with, because my in lap I got a really stupid slowdown in the S's.
Well, we saw that. At least Sam mentioned that you had a slowdown.
I don't know what I did. I cut the left side of the S's, which you're not even supposed to be out there. So I don't know what that was. I probably lost 2+ seconds. So after that, I was trying to redeem myself, but once our tire advantage was more, or the tire was more equal, I had nothing to give anymore. So I was trying to force it and probably tried a bit too much, maybe too early.
I mean, I think you would be a really great addition to the broadcast team because you don't know what you did with the slowdown. You don't
No.
know what you did the first race. I mean,
Man, I just drive. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know when I'm braking. I don't know what gears I'm using. I'm just driving.
Oh, I mean, the gearing fact is quite funny because sometimes when I do the race, the practice, people ask me, "Oh, which gearing are you in?" I'm like, "I don't know. Yeah, which
Yeah.
corner? Which corner? Corner 5. So which one is that?"
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I'll have to like, and then when I think about it, when I come into the corner, I'm like, wait, did I shift? Is this right? Does this feel right? I don't know. Like
Well,
I just drive on feel.
we were pleasantly surprised to see you up there. I haven't really seen you drive around much because usually I don't do V8s, but I'm pleasantly surprised about the pace that you showed today, and I hope that you can continue this grind that you have, this pace that you have for the rest of the season, mate.
I'd hope so, but I think part of it is just the Watkins Glen comes with the oval driver speed boost. I've done a lot of laps here compared to like all of the other tracks, so I'm happy too. But
Well, you did a good job.
Yep.
Anyway, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to or want to thank before we let you leave?
Everyone running the league, broadcasters, you guys do. Yeah, you're very fun to watch. Even coming up with Harley Davidson, like I've heard a lot of bad pronunciations of Huffley, but incredible. I love it.
Well, that's
Like I
good.
said,
I mean, that's what you do. That's what you wanted to do. Right?
Yeah.
We are not the broadcasting team that is super professional.
Like I said, we need to bring back Crash Vomit for this, but he doesn't drive much these days.
Well, doesn't turn up for one race, and I'll say it every time. Okay, so anyway, Daniel, thanks for turning up. Thanks for driving, and we hope to see you turn up in 2 weeks' time as well for Belle Isle, and we hope that you enjoy this amazing result. And as I said to Eric, grab yourself a beer. You guys deserved it.
Yeah, thank you.
See you, mate. Sam, we have one more big duty. Not the duty you want to. Not okay. Well, sorry. This is going to. No, I'm not going to finish this sentence. So anyway,
You have to use less when you want.
I'm useless when I'm not drinking alcohol. That's when I'm useless. And next time it's going to be different. So then I'll be better. Anyway, we have to do the voting for the driver of the meeting. Usually I put you on the spot, but I already put some thought in this one. And my driver of the meeting vote will go to Michael Harley-Davidson. I know he had a stinker in the second race compared to how good he was in the first race. But he definitely surprised me with his pace compared to Phillip Island. Apparently Simon says he's already quick, but for me it's a revelation that to see another car in front than Kenzie and Simon. So my vote is going for him.
Yeah, that's actually a great choice. I'm not gonna go that far of that vote because I'm gonna pick his teammates, Eric. I've been impressed with both of them and Daniel as well. I already saw some of Daniel, but yeah, I think Eric Fagonen first. I don't usually vote for all of the winners. I try to pick someone in the back, but yeah, that was impressive.
Well, I think that you're absolutely right. I think the whole Elkentag team did a really good job. We saw a lot of action tonight. We saw a lot of late lunch dives. We had a safety car, which is, I think, the second time in all the seasons we had that we did a safety car. The last time we had one was on Belle Isle, the track we are going to in 2 weeks' time.
Interesting.
It's gonna be very interesting. I don't know with who I'm gonna be in the booth with. Maybe you, maybe Tyler, maybe Pete. We'll see. But at least I'm gonna be here trying to yap your ears off. I'm looking forward to this season to continue it. Again, thanks to SimAbility for sponsoring the league, a long-time sponsor. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check out their gearing and the stuff they do for the less unfortunate race under us. Me and Sam have an early night, so next time we'll make it up with the interviews. Gonna hand you over in the hands of Sam. He's gonna tell you goodbye. He's gonna close down the broadcast, and I hope that you guys don't forget to like and subscribe to the BSTV channel.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for Valentine.